Hi, Brad of Silver Lining Daydreams. Today in this RV renovation video, we're going to install cedar planks in our camper. We're going to be installing them on our dinette walls, but first I want to very quickly show you what it looked like in here before we started this RV renovation, and then we're going to get right into it.
Oh my word. Wow, I just cannot believe how open this looks.
Hey, babe.
Brad, this looks fantastic. It really opens the whole place up.
Alright, just pulling off the trim. I'm trying to save it in case I want to use it down the road somewhere. Looks good. It's recommended you allow the cedar planks to acclimate 72 hours in the location where you're installing it. That's the wood that you smell. So I've got some liquid nails that I'm putting on here. So I'm leaving about little over an eighth of an inch gap at the corners where the walls meet. And then at the door frame here, when you come into the door of the camper, I've got it flush with the edge. So I pressed this in just to get the liquid nails to kind of seat. And so before I nail this on, I'm going to actually put the next piece up. As long as you have both planks flat against the wall, the tongue and the groove slide together very easily. This is an 18 gauge brad nailer and I'm just using 1-inch nails. Okay. Come here, babe. Gotcha.
I got a snack for you after you're done working.
Thank you. I see what happened. They cut the land to here and then it stops, so we're going to have to cut this with a Dremel or a Sawzall. Yeah, we'll have to reinforce this wall a little bit. Dremel through these.
Woo!
Here we go.
Nice job, Opa.
Got those screw tips
What are
down.
those screw tips for?
I think that's holding the shower in.
I think it is too.
And then
Not really
we'll
holding
put some
it in
scabs
much,
in
is
here
it?
to reinforce this wall. And then we'll come all the way down with our cedar planking. So our cedar plankings will come all the way down here in a nice clean wall. You
Nice.
can see how loose that is, so we'll tighten it up a little bit. So I added 2x2 structure down here between this luan and this luan to give it stability. Then I screwed it in and glued it as well. Then I've got glue all up along this back. So I'm going to add some more luan here to this wall, be glued and brad nailed on. And then we'll just take these cedar planks and just keep coming down with them. Here we go. Because this tongue and groove cedar planking is lightweight, which you want in an RV by the way, it's a little more fragile to work with. So just be careful not to stress it too much, or you can get some breakage on the tongue or the groove part of the wood. We lucked out to have a full plank above the window and also below the window, and everything seemed to be pretty much level because when we put the bottom plank under the window, it matched up very well with both sides.
Nice.
sure I have staples. Or red nails, whatever they are.
Camper's shaking.
A tip is to open a few packages and randomly pick between them to mix up the color of the planks and the patterns of the planks, and then plan ahead and lay them out in the order that you want to install them on the wall. This will end up giving you the most aesthetic look. Hard to find a stud. Doesn't make sense where they are. Be sure to purchase extra because you may find planks where the knots have broken off, causing little holes in the plank. We just put those aside and had enough to make a package that could be returned. There'll be some trim around here. We're gonna wrap this in some cedar, probably about this wide, something like this, just straight. And then the piece on top, maybe over further. I don't know. We'll have to see what we like. So that'll all be covered up. Woo! Nasty. Ugh, nasty. Ugh. So that's the water pump. That's the inlet where you pour the fresh water into the tank. So you can see it's raised wood under here and how this is raised up. The wheel sits under there. And the staples that are on top here are rusty. Those staples are rusty, so that tells me water's coming up in there somewhere. For the trim pieces, I purchased the 10-foot 1x4s that were in better shape, and I ripped them to fit for trimming around the window and the door and where the walls meet. For the planks we use Western or Pacific red cedar, whereas for the trim we use the Eastern red cedar. The Eastern red cedar tends to be a redder and more aromatic wood typically. We decided not to paint or stain or varnish the cedar planks. We love the smell and like the natural vibe it's giving. Down the road, if we choose, we can paint or stain one of the walls or both the walls. Sometimes living with it a while helps you sort of sort out what's the best look that you like. When you come in the camper, right away you smell a wonderful cedar smell. You will acclimate over time to it and forget about it. Cedar tends to be more weather resistant and pest resistant, which in my opinion is a good thing to have in a camper. I made a poor cut near this outlet. A hack which we did is to install an oversized outlet cover. If you look at the top of the screen, there's a knob to open and close the window, and because of that I had to keep the trim further away from the window than I originally had planned. So because of that, we're going to have to do something here in the corner. I'm not sure if we're going to cut out a triangular shaped piece of cedar or if we're going to paint it white and caulk it and just make it kind of match the aluminum white on the window. I can't find a new lens to fit this that looks decent, so I think we're going to end up just replacing this fixture. If you like our video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Give us a like and share a video, that way it helps others to find us. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.